Hello and welcome to Respect the Crit. I'm your host, Ian Duncan. My pronouns are he, him, any, and I am playing Ruby Weapon, the charismatic hero, drag icon, she, her, any. And here to play with me are Jamie Lee-Bonés.
Hello, I am Jamie, she, her. I play Jewel Stone, also she, her, the agile hero, martial artist.
And Susan Spenader.
Hi, I'm Susan Spenader. My pronouns are she, her. I'll be playing Elysia Valerius, the human female Shinra battlefield medic.
Anything else you want to add on there?
She's wealthy, top plate, 5'11", 150 pounds.
Oh, wow, yeah. Waist measurements,
blood type, O positive.
Yes. Salary.
Her size is medium.
Dreams and aspirations.
To stop the screaming in her head.
And here to tie it all together and to give this story the life stream that it needs, our Materia keeper, Xavier Trudeau-Deschênes.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Xavier, he, him, and I will be entertaining all of y'all with this Final Fantasy VII story of ours.
Gosh, I hope so.
You tell me after. Come talk to me after.
Yeah, leave a comment in the below. A nice one about how this was really entertaining and how you loved it.
only positive feedback, not constructive. Just think.
Good vibes.
Good vibes only
Yeah.
here. Sorry.
Thank you.
And as you probably noticed, we are without Alex Herrera, and that's because Alex has stepped away for his family. We've announced it several times, so he's not going to be here to finish this story with us. Well, he's not going to be here physically, but his presence will be felt in the live stream, and as it flows through us and around us, penetrates us and binds the galaxy together.
Wait a minute.
Wait, hold on.
One of these words isn't like the other.
Let's dip our toes into the live stream, and Xavier, please take us away.
After being alerted that a large group of fiends was rampaging through Wall Market, Jewel, Ruby, and Elysia boarded Sybil's helicopter and descended directly through the unfinished Sector 6 plate. Our heroes jumped out and arrived at the town gate, only to witness the scene of chaos and horror. Dozens of crawling monstrosities are attacking the population as the sounds of gunfire echoes through the streets. The neighborhood watch can barely keep up with the swarm of dog-sized, scorpion-like leeches and strange, fleshy, carrot-like creatures. Small fires paint the buildings orange, and plumes of smoke begin to form. This is a fiend attack of unprecedented scale, and it is up to our heroes to save their home. Everybody heads on over to Multiverse now.
Oh,
What? What?
I love this.
This is just a tease. Just a tease.
Cloud Strife is here?
Oh my god.
He's here. He's behind you. He's huge.
This is so cool. Oh my god.
This is just for visual. It's just for visual aid.
Yeah.
Artie's not here, but he would have looked like this.
Yeah, and yeah, it's got
Oh, they
game
need-
sprites in here. Oh my god, this is
Oh
cool.
my gosh, there's monsters everywhere.
You're standing in the Wall Market entrance. It's this big old gateway that basically opens up in the enclosed town that is Wall Market. And there are fires lit and broken market stalls and creatures running around and causing absolute chaos. Some of them are these dog-sized leeches, like chitinous leeches with four spiky legs and a spiky tail in the same fashion. They have these like huge maws with teeth inside for a mouth, with these eyes lined up all around it, and they jump great distances to leap on neighborhood watch guards that basically try to fight them off or move them and start shooting blindly around. You also have these strange 4-5 foot tall carrot-like monsters with these fleshy appendages that kind of flop like bunny ears, and they have these 4 wiggly arms and a tail, like their stump that connects them to the ground, that their tail ends in like a scorpion-like stinger. And you see these carrot monsters just toss lightning bolts around, just straight up casting lightning at people. And so things are catching fire. There's monsters crawling on the walls and just civilians running around while the watch is seemingly overwhelmed by all of these. Sybil is wide-eyed and goes like, okay, you have a situation. I'll assist.
Now's the time, Sybil. Now's the time to do something right. For once.
Everybody roll for initiative.
This is so cool, Xavier.
Yeah, this is really cool.
crazy.
This is so cool.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
blown
gonna take one
away.
too. I'm taking a screenshot too.
19 for Ruby.
21.
10 for Elysia.
The first thing the party sees are several points of interest. On one side of a building, not too far from you, there's one of these scorpion, legged leech creatures clawing on the side of the wall with one of its spiky legs, just trying to break the glass of a window and trying to break in. On the ground, not too far from you, in front, there is a neighborhood watch guard just on his own, bleeding to death. To your right is another neighborhood watch guard being just wrestling with one of these leech creatures that's on top of him and just crawling around his torso and just restraining him. And then you have these 2 civilians being harassed in a corner by 2 of these carrot-like creatures just like starting to sparkle with electricity. Jewel, what do you want to do?
Man, I knew what I was gonna do until you said the civilians thing. I was like, oh, she's gonna go help that guy. But I think she's gonna help the civilians because they are not trained for this. So yeah, she's gonna run over and try to hit one of these things away from these civilians. And as she's doing so, just be like, don't worry, we're here to help. 27. Oh,
yes.
20. Nice.
Isn't that 20? That's called a crit.
That's called a crit. We must respect it.
Yeah. So you do double damage. This is D&D still.
Yeah.
Do you want to describe your opening hit on one of these carrot creatures?
Yeah, she's gonna run over one of these and try to curb stomp it into the ground.
So just powerful kick. They were really wiggly, so you just slam right into its mass and it kind of just hits the ground and flops back into place with its 4 arms just wiggling about. And you have its attention, definitely. I believe you have more attacks.
I do. With my lightning strikes, I'm going to use my bonus action to do another attack. And this time I'm going to try to punch it.
Excellent.
Oh, now I rolled a crit 1.
Oh.
Dang.
Respect
So
it all.
8.
Yeah. This one will miss. Its weird shape is just so wiggly and it's hard to sort of connect a punch. And this one is just misses short. So you have this creature on the window just tapping at it, and then it tries again with its tail. And it will break the window. And on its next turn will enter this house. At the same time, from out of nowhere, one of these same leech creatures comes out from your blind spot and will jump on Elysia out of nowhere. Let me just attack you for a second.
No, I don't consent.
Don't worry about it. I rolled a 5.
See?
What's your defense?
Oh, 14.
Okay, yeah, no, you're good. You're good. It basically jumps, and you see it in the corner of your eye. You just duck, and it leaps over you completely. But
I say,
it turns
I
around.
do not consent as it passes by.
It's been made very clear today.
I don't think the monsters care too much about consent, though.
This one does.
And then in the back, another one of these carrot creatures targets one of you. I'm gonna roll a d4 to see who they target. 3. That's 1, 2, 3. Hey, Ruby!
Hey.
You see it crackle in electricity, and over your head and under your feet, you see the telltale signs of a powerful lightning magic about to just drop on your ass. You have the option, because you're about to take a dexterity saving throw, you have the option to dive for cover.
Yeah.
And fall prone and use your reaction.
Let's do that. I'm going to dive for cover and fall prone.
Perfect. You leap out of the way, down on your face, as this lightning bolt, Thundaga. Oh! No, wait, Thundara. Thundara is the second one. The second one. Thundara.
Still though.
Oh no, it's powerful. It's powerful. And it just like leaves singed marks on the pavement under you. It was a powerful strike. Ruby, you're on the face down in the dirt. What do you do?
I just got clean too. I'll stand up. Shoot, this changes a lot of stuff. Is there like a group of them that I can wind all
Yep.
around?
There's the 2 carrots engaged with Jewel at the moment. They're together.
Okay, perfect. I will try and wind all those carrots. So that's gonna be DC 14 save for them. And I'm casting Aurora, the second one.
Aurora.
Aurora, yeah.
The worst one to say. And all these creatures have names. I don't know why I'm holding back on the names just for like, immersion, but I'm like, they have very funny names and I want to use them. So 11 and 6, they both fail.
All right, so that'll be 6d6, I think, but because it's all, that's like reduced by half, right?
Half, yeah. It's gonna be half at the end. And plus your magic damage modifier.
29, so that's gonna be...
Okay, what was it, 14? One of them is almost down.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm gonna do a trick called Insult to Injury. When you hit a target that you can hear with an attack, you can roll an influence die and add that to the damage attack.
Oh shit, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, combine that.
Yeah, also
Let's just say it works on both.
For both of them? Alright, let me roll one.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's like 4 additional
same
damage
for both. Excellent.
And they have disadvantage on their next attack roll.
Cool.
Nice.
One of them just dies. Is just blown away by the spell. The one that was fighting with Jewel. And the other one is in a bad shape.
Can I look around real quick? I'm looking for Deanne. I want to see if I can see her anywhere or see any signs of her anywhere.
Yeah, roll perception.
That's a 7.
Now, no sign of Deanne.
Dang.
Where are you, girl?
Yep, that's exactly what I say under my breath. Where are you? I'm actually really nervous of her showing up because I kind of don't want her to show up because we got a Turk here.
Yeah.
Elysia.
There was a man on the ground bleeding out.
Yes.
Is he alive or dying?
One way to find out. Bleed is seeping away from him, which may be a sign that his heart is still bleeding.
Okay, then I will run up to him to see if he's breathing, because that determines if I cast Revive or Restore.
Well, you could stabilize him just medically.
Okay.
Without wasting it. Roll a medicine check just to see his state.
22.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely. He is quote unquote dying. He is making death saves. Hey, let's use this 22 and say you've stabilized them.
Okay, if I successfully use first aid action to stabilize an ally, the ally can spend 1 hit dice to recover hit points equal to the appropriate die plus their con modifier.
But he wakes up. He sees the fight. He's sort of like he knows what happened, and he's like, "Thank you. Let me just scoot on over."
Yeah, get to safety. We'll take care of this. And she stands up, and Elysia, there was this decorative belt that was like sitting on one hip. You know, like in the early 2000s, those studded belts that you wouldn't really actually wear. They would just kind of like go across one hip and one side lower. She'll grab the middle of it, and it's actually a handle, and she'll whip it to the ground, and it's actually a mithril sword whip.
Ooh, fashion and function. I love it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And she'll face off against, I remember this guy was near the one trying to break into the house, and then yell at it and say, "Leave them alone!" with her sword whip in hand.
Sybil, she has this tonfa, like this police baton that she's holding, like across her forearm. It's lined with materia, and she just assesses the situation, and she sees the one creature that leaped on Elysia that failed, and she's gonna go right for it and try to eliminate it.
Come on, Sybil, this is your one chance at having a redeemable quality.
Violence.
The first baton strike is going to miss. The second one will hit. The third one will miss. Okay, so she gets one hit in.
She's used to brutalizing people, not monsters.
Yeah, exactly. It's too low up to the ground.
Cloud, now's your chance to do something. Go!
Stop standing there. The one neighborhood watch guard that is being attacked and grappled by one of these leech creatures will try to break the grapple. No, rather, it's the creature's turn. It will keep attacking the guard. That's what I meant to say.
Oh no.
It's just kind of like a dance, these two. Nobody's doing anything to the other, just, they're having a moment.
How romantic.
However, the one carrot creature, I'm gonna call them by their names. The Vargid Police.
Vargid Police.
Vargid Police turns around after getting slashed by that wind of rubies. Will still turn around to Jewel, and it will leap at you with its forearms and try to attack you with the needles that are sticking out of its palms.
Can I use my deadly dodge?
You can. It's a reaction, and
It's
you
a
add.
reaction. It's just +2 to my AC. Yeah.
Cool. It misses. It's just like in the melee. It just doesn't matter. You with your dodge on, you just evade all of its attacks. It says Artanis next in the order.
Oh. He's out there. He's out there doing his own thing.
Yeah.
Saving the world in his own way.
Hope you're okay, Artie.
Jewel, it's your turn.
Oh, sugar plums. Okay. I'm going. I'm going to attack this other carrot creature.
Yeah.
Since the kick was more effective than the punch last time, she's going to stick with those. It seems, they're closer to the ground. 12.
12 will miss.
Aw.
That's okay. I'm going to use my bonus action and try again. 23.
Hell yeah.
4.
Hey, they might be close to death's door.
Not quite enough. The leech creature, or as they're called, the Gorger.
Oh, that's way more awful. Oh God.
It's easier.
Yeah.
It's faster to pronounce too. The Gorger that broke the window crawls inside the building
No.
and disappears from sight. The other Gorger, the one that's been fighting with Sybil, steps back and then exhales a stream of green bubbles that expands on Sybil and Ruby. So I'm gonna have you roll Constitution saving throw.
Now I've got poison elemental. What does that
It'll
do for me?
half the poison damage you get.
Okay, 12 is my con save.
That will fail. So you still get half damage, but you will also be, you have the poison condition.
Oh, you know what I would like to do?
Yes?
I would like to use my feet and re-roll that saving throw.
Yeah.
Here we go. Come on. I rolled the exact same thing. So.
Oh.
Yeah, there we go.
Those rerolls haven't paid off yet.
Nope, not yet. But they're good to have. I like them.
Yeah. So you take six damage total. Oh, yeah. Look at your sheet now.
Oh, heck yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have access to your limit break. You do have your reaction back. Would you like to use your reaction to use your limit break and make your turn happen now from this point on in the fight?
Let's do it. Let's go ahead and do it.
Who do you want to use it on?
I want to ignore this friggin' carrot thing, and although it did hit me with poison, which sucks, but my attention is on this gorger that's like attacking this person, like that's been like on this guy.
Go for it. You know the deal.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
So Ruby like gets up. She's like, I just got clean. Splat in the face, full of poison. She like wipes it off, but is like looking over at this creature that's attacking someone. Suddenly, like this glitter like encircles around her. She begins like duck walking and voguing in a big circle, and the camera is like spinning around her, and she approaches this creature that's flailing around, and she's like spinning around them and kicks it up in the air. It goes flying way high up into the sky, and when it hits that peak, we like see its face, and it's like ah! And it comes crashing down onto the earth. Boom! Slam! And she mimes cocking a shotgun and pointing it at it, and screams, "Lip sync assassin!" And then mimes firing it, and a whole bunch of damage, a whole bunch of like number damage shows up on it.
Yeah, 44 minus 1.
10 minus 1, 9 damage.
9 damage. It's almost dead.
Got it.
If you want to use insult to injury again, you could.
I was just going to do that. I'm going to use insult to injury again. That's an additional 2 damage.
You kill this creature and free the guard it was harassing.
Nice.
Slay.
Yes, I snap my fan and just like get to safety. He's a guard, right? Oh, he's useless. Get to safety. Tell them Ruby Weapon saved you.
So now there is a carrot creature. This one will target the two of you again, Sybil and Ruby, as it starts wiggling about more and more erratically, and its body starts emanating this orange-white glow, and its body starts tearing, and these streams of hot light burst out of it as it flails and glows brighter and brighter, and jumps and throws itself right in between the two of you. And you will both take massive explosive damage as this thing just used self-destruct.
Maybe you'll hit your limit break again.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Dexterity saving throw for half damage.
Got it. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a 21.
Successful save. Let's roll damage. Sybil will dive for cover. Do a nice little, like, tuck and roll, but still fall, like, on her knees and, like, on the ground. Just not face plant. 21 damage divided by 2. That's 10 explosive damage to you.
Oh, it is not looking good for old Ruby Weapon.
I mean, you're back at 42% limit break, so that's not bad.
Right?
I'm at 2 HP. It's very apropos that like Ruby gets to do something cool and then something like explodes from off screen onto her. Like, yeah, she's not looking good.
Well, the good news is that this Vargid police is off the battle now. It's not there. It's dead.
That's why those guys were assholes, because they blow up. They self-destruct on you.
Also, fun fact, it's an enemy skill. Too bad. Elysia.
God, I wanted to follow that thing in there, but Ruby looks real rough. My coat on her is very scorched.
Again.
So Elysia looking towards the house, and then puts her hand on the hilt, which has the materia on it, and she'll cast Cura on Ruby. Yeah, 66.
Oh shit.
You should be good.
Yeah.
You should be good to go.
That should be real good.
Should I just stick with Cure?
It's up to you. It's less MP.
I ain't that beefy.
Yeah, maybe Cure, because Cure is 3d6 and I have +7.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so Cure. Saving that MP.
Being frugal with old Miss Ruby Weapon, I see.
20?
Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm good.
Nice.
So do you think maybe the 66 would have been too much?
Yeah, a bit overkill.
Yes.
Maybe it would have healed the coat as well.
So Elysia, like, will, because her medium is the sword whip, so she'll, like, flick that towards Ruby, and then emanating from it would be like that green glow that will engulf Ruby, and all your burned skin just heals.
Thank you, darling. I needed that.
And you heal with a crack of the sword whip.
Ooh. Crack of the whip. I've been to that room in the Honeybee Inn. You get healed by the crack of a whip. Yes, yes, ma'am. I know exactly what that is.
So this makes you feel right at home.
Yep.
Coming out of her tuck and roll, Sybil will just stand back up and run headfirst towards the gorger that's still next to both of you. And now that I remember, I have a thing she does called No Weakness. And as a bonus action, she just can get advantage on attacks against a creature for the round.
Oh.
She'll forego one attack and just do 2 quick successive baton strikes. First one's a success, and the second one's a success. 2 good hits.
Let's go.
Yes.
16 damage. She just like bam bam, and then the second hit just throws that creature back on the wall, and it just falls down, plops down, dead. There is 1 remaining Vargid police on the battlefield. Just so happens that it's the Vargid police's turn, and it's gonna use self-destruct on Jewel.
Oh no.
That's fine. I'll take it. Give it to me. I'm
Okay,
ready.
you still get to save, dexterity save.
I think you had an inspiration.
I thought so too, but I don't have it checked on my character sheet.
Well, you didn't use any, so you got it. I don't remember why I gave it, but you have it.
I think it was a joke she made.
That's
and you
usually
loved
what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something about being a young 22.
Probably
That's all
so.
I remember.
I'm a big fan of those jokes. Roll with advantage if you want.
Same exact rolls.
That will fail, I'm afraid.
That's okay.
You might survive this. You're pretty tanky. You might survive this,
okay.
I said.
Might. I got revive.
24 explosive damage. So, this thing again, it starts wiggling and flailing about, and its body starts heating up and tearing and bursting at the seams with this powerful heat and light. And it just explodes as it launches at you. And you take the brunt of it. Oh, somehow I thought you had like 40 HP. Oh, no, okay. You live, but not by
I'm
a lot.
not that tanky.
Oh, that's Artie.
It's okay.
No, Artie's 28 too. I don't know why. Oh, it's just Elysia's MP, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I saw. There are no more remaining creatures around you, save for the one gorger that vanished inside an apartment building, like on the 2nd floor. You still hear the chaos of fighting. There's gunfire in the back. There's these small fires raging, and like voices from the watch just trying to put out those fires and like keep regrouping. All these guards you help gather their equipment, their bearings, their courage, and they go into new alleyways of Wall Market to try to cull the threat. And then you hear a scream. 2 people are screaming, like terrified screams, and you all look up, and in one of these elevated, there's a brick staircase that leads to another like higher part of apartment buildings, and you see on a like, little nook there up above, too far for you to reach, these 2 people are, there's this lady and a younger man, and they're cornered by this much larger creature you haven't seen yet. I would say it's a good like 8-9 feet tall. It's got the bottom body of like a caterpillar, and then the top of it more of a mantis, praying mantis body, insect thing. These 2 like sharp blade hands, and then this insectoid head, and it sort of like slithers towards them and raises a sharp claw to just strike them down. And before you can do anything, a flash of light, Deanne appears out of nowhere, jumps down, and slashes the creature, which dies immediately. She stands up on her sword, swings it to get the green ichor of the monster off of it, and then she glances back over her shoulder at all of you with a look of extreme concern on her face. The sound of propellers and dozens of footsteps fill the air. From out of nowhere, from the alleyways, from outside the wall of Wall Market, you have these Shinra Security Forces special units with helicopter blades on their hands, flying in. And these blue bodysuit enhanced soldiers with metal masks covering their faces with one single red light at the center of it, and these huge metal forearms ending in sharp yellow claws just dart in forward, hunched over, almost animal-like, and they crawl just like the Gorgers did. They crawl around those buildings, and they all move in quickly and tactically and efficiently, and they corner Deiana.
Ruby calls out for Deiana as soon as she sees this. Deiana! And she looks around at everyone. Jewel's kind of hurt. We've got to help her.
Sybil puts a hand in front of you, and with a look, she shares the same expression Deiana did, and she's like, "Do not get involved in this." She looks scared.
What do you mean, don't get involved? That's our friend. We have to help her. What are you talking about?
And almost responding to your question, there's a voice that comes out of an alleyway. Another unit, another squadron of those heli troopers and shock troopers escort this man wearing the commander garb, a burgundy red officer uniform. He's giving big M. Bison vibes, the way he's dressed, but he's got kind of like this old David Lynch white hair, like swept on the side, and this like white 5 o'clock shadow and very like deep eye sockets.
Well. Kind of you to join us, Subject 028. But this little dance ends here and now. Although, I have to admit I underestimated your sense of self-preservation. I thought you had grown soft and would try to help these people much faster. But no, you've still got it.
Ruby's shouting like, "You don't go anywhere near her!" But she's probably like if Sybil still has a hand on her, she's probably trying to like push her away, like get her, like move her away so that she can move up to this guy.
She will try to stop you and give you just with her eyes, like, I don't know if you get, you were talking eyebrow language earlier. Do an insight check. Do an insight check.
I rolled very well. I rolled a 19 on the die, so that is a 22.
Her eyes and eyebrows scream, "You will die if you interfere."
This is new for Ruby, because I think this is the first time she's maybe like seen something sincere on Sybil's face.
Mm-hmm.
She clocks that, and so she doesn't struggle, like her body length. She doesn't struggle against Sybil anymore to like try and get her out of the way, but her body language is like rigid and sharp, and she's like ready to jump at a moment's notice.
Do I recognize the man?
Yes. In fact, Ruby probably does too. Maybe Jewel from watching so much TV. But this is one Lieutenant Ellis Bradley, who is the Shinra Security Forces public spokesperson. Anytime there's a tragedy, an accident, something, he gives the official statement to the press. He's also, Elysia, you know who he is to you, and he's also the one from the documents from earlier. And he seems to be after your friend Deiana. After Ruby shouts, that gets his attention briefly, but he looks back your way again and says,
"Oh good, a Turk. Well, you might as well make yourself useful and help me destroy Subject 028 immediately."
She takes her hand off of Ruby. "I don't take orders from you. I'm on assignment." And he shouts back,
"Oh, but you will. Or should I inform Heidegger personally about your obstruction? Assist me, or you will be the next mess I have to clean up."
And you see Sybil kind of like bite her bottom lip and think about what this man just said.
Ruby looks at Sybil in her face. "Don't you do it." don't you do this, Sybil. You can see now how disposable you are, just like all the rest of us. You're here for Elysia, and Elysia and I are gonna help our friend, and you're gonna help her.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Oh, man.
You've got this, Ruby.
This is what I'm built for. Let's see if I can actually make the dice do it. No, that is a natural 1.
No.
Reroll? You got them rerolls?
I do have a reroll, and I'm gonna use it.
Good.
That's way better. That's an 18 on the die, plus 6. That's a 24. And after rolling, but before determining the result, I am gonna roll an influence die. This is called Charm. So 24 might be overkill, but this just matters too much. That's just a 1, so 25.
Okay, 25. I like these round numbers. Well, not round, but, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Incremental. Do not worry, my assignment comes first. Elysia will be saved. I am not going after your friend.
Ruby, silent, just gives her a little nod of understanding. Very serious, very sober. And you're not gonna stop me if I go after him.
She does not respond.
Okay. We'll just have to cross that bridge when we get there.
Elysia will be nearby on the silent conversation, maybe not catching all of it, but hearing probably that last part. You won't stop me. Elysia will reach forward and put an arm, or put her hand on Ruby's arm. He's no joke, and he has a whole army. Maybe reassess this moment. We could try to get her back. They're not gonna kill her. They want her.
I don't care who he is. I'm Ruby fucking Weapon, and that's my friend.
Jewel's gonna limp up because she's in pretty not great shape, and it's just going to not yell, because I don't think that she could, but she's going to sort of like exclaim, "Deanne, run! You should run!"
All right, let's wrap this up. Teams A to D, follow the specimen and do not let her escape. Teams E to G, clean up this mess and try to look heroic while you're at it.
And he looks back at your group.
Apprehend these people, they will make for good bait.
And Deanne screams out in anger from her little balcony, where 8 or 10 of these heli-troopers and shock troopers encircle her. And with the order from Lieutenant Bradley, they all dash forward towards her. And as she screams, she emits this like Dragon Ball-like blast of green energy at her feet, just as her power level increases. And with a single slash, she will mow through all of them. And in a brief moment, you can see each other in the eyes from this vantage point. And she mouths, "Thank you for everything. This is goodbye." And she wall jumps between 2 building walls and disappears over the tallest apartment buildings as heli-troopers follow suit, and all these kind of like crawling shock troopers follow her, climbing on those walls, and there's just this wave of troopers disappearing after her as she vanishes behind the walls of Wall Market. Above your heads, a platoon of heli-troopers, and in front of you, ground shock troopers rush towards you. And Sybil says, "Just stay put." She lifts her sleeve, and we see a Shinra bangle that she's had last time you saw her, with a red Materia orb on it. And it starts glowing red as she lifts it in the air, and the air suddenly gets extremely hot. And from the sky descends, this massive, muscular, demon-like golden figure with red, burning hair, chains around his wrists and feet. And Ifrit, the summon, slams down on the pavement and dashes across the street, forming this circle, this ring of flames. Roll for initiative.
For Ruby weapon.
That's okay.
Thanks. Thank you.
24 for Jewel.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Wow.
It's that advantage, man.
9 for Elysia.
Mine's not 10. All right.
Nope. Hey.
Nor is it 11.
Ian got not bad, and then I got it's not a 10.
You know, I have my favorites.
Apparently.
It's all of you.
Except Susan.
Hey, you have Sybil on your side. Congratulations. It would have been a different fight.
I'm glad for it. All right, time to bring out all the summons.
All right.
Yeah, right?
And so you find yourselves surrounded by these 4 troopers.
There's nowhere to run now. Surrender or die.
You are in what would have been the busy street of Wall Market during the day. You have cars plopped over, on fire, crates scattered all over the place, and empty stalls. You are encircled by this high wall of flames, and anyone who ends their turn 5 feet from those flames will get some burns. So Ruby, I'm looking at you. Don't play near the fire.
Gotcha. Thank you. Hey, the fire comes to play with me. What can I say?
Jewel, it is your turn.
That's the disadvantage of having advantage on initiative rolls. Is I'm probably going first every time. I am not doing so great. So I think I am going to have to pop some sort of potion. I have a high potion, but that's like overkill. But you know what? It's the finale, baby. Let's do it.
Use those items. Or else you'll
Use 'em
finish
up.
the game with 99 of everything. All your elixirs, never use them.
Right? So that's what I will do. I will pop the high potion to bring me back up.
So that will be your action, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I still have a bonus
You
action.
still have a bonus action.
Which means I can still hit something, which is nice. The shock trooper is closer in this beautiful map that you've made us, so it makes the most sense to go for that. And I am going to try to hit this mofo.
This thing, this person, this weirdo, this freako sees you come, and with this kind of like almost stormtrooper-like modulation on his voice through his helmet, he's like,
Show me what you've got.
Oh, I'll show you, buddy. And she's gonna roundhouse him in the face. 27. Oh, I got a crit.
Ooh.
Nice.
"Oh, you show
I'm getting
him."
a lot
Let's
of those
go.
today.
You show him.
Yeah.
Let's go.
My second 20. Sure, there was a couple crit ones in there too, but you know what? Crit's a crit, man. 5 whole damage, if you can believe it.
It's not 10.
It's not them.
He sort of like snickers.
Is that all you've got?
Unfortunately.
At the moment, Sybil will twirl her tonfa around, and one of the green materia will glow, and she will cast haste on Elysia.
Thanks.
However, it is Ifrit's turn. This hulking fire elemental force of a man looks around. He will simply raise both of his hands in the air and strike down with his claws at the stormtrooper in front of him. Stormtrooper? Damn it. At the shock trooper in front of him. Yes, that's 2 hits. 26 damage on the poor man. So right after he's like, "Is that all you've got?" His attention is on Jewel, and from behind there's just these 2 fiery pillars that will crush him into the ground. And this unit is just unresponsive. You can even hear like a Half-Life 2 like beep hope of him being dead. Okay, Heli Trooper A. Those two heli troopers are 10 feet above ground. He's flying, kind of like holding onto this one propeller above his head, his body dangling under it, and his other hand has kind of like an inactive propeller, and he's gonna aim it at your group, the three of you. And from the middle of that propeller, thunk, is gonna shoot out the puff of smoke, a grenade.
The fire comes to play with me.
I'm just looking at Jewel for half a second, just to see.
Oh yeah, I can throw that back. Thank you. I have awesome reflexes. I can catch an object that comes speeding at me and can even throw them back.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ooh.
Before I roll to hit, make a dex saving throw with a DC equal to my defense. If you succeed, the attacker is hit and takes damage from the attack. If you fail, the attack resolves normally. So you just gotta roll a dex saving throw. See if it hits my defense.
13.
My defense is 13.
Oh,
Yeah!
let's go.
That's pretty cool. Jewel's gonna grab this thing out of the air.
I picture it too, like he's aiming it in the middle of all of you three, because you're 10 feet apart. You see it arcing your way, and you just like, before it reaches the ground, you just jump and catch it in the air. And then as you fall back to the ground, just lob it sideways at him.
Little spin.
Like a football spin. Like a spiral.
And we've established last time that grenades work the following way. Dex save for half damage. It's a DC 15 for my dex save. Let's go. Oh, I save. I mean, I didn't have the modifier on that roll, so he saves. So he's gonna take half damage from the grenade. Still though, like he's very agile helicopter man.
He's in the air, right? It makes sense.
It explodes next to him, kind of like the fuse just exploded just short of him, and he manages to avoid a lot of the like air impact from the blast. So he's gonna take 8 damage from it. Did anyone take damage in the fight? Not yet, right?
Mm-mm.
I just want to see these limit breaks go up.
I know. Like I kind of
Yeah.
want to get hit.
Stop
Just
killing
hit me
him.
a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it's your turn, hasty girl.
Yeah. What do I do? Hastened.
+2 to your defense, advantage on dex saving throws, and you gain 1 additional action on each of your turns.
Okay.
Then when the spell ends, you lose your turn.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, 2 actions.
With mithril whip in hand, she's gonna flick it up, and with a resounding crack, it's gonna be engulfed in red on the ground. And then you're gonna hear this crack, and then there's gonna be a ripple in the ground as a fissure opens up, but it's a portal, and through the portal you see this starry night sky, and then climbing out of the portal is first a horse leg, and then another, and then on top of a horse is a man holding a giant sword, and Odin climbs out of this fissure in the ground.
Climbing as horses do.
Yeah, it's good climb. Yeah, one leg at a time.
That was the Cthulhu tie-in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny that you should say that, because I got an Odin.
Ooh.
Hell yeah. Look at that. Is this sprite from 6?
Yeah, that's just from 6. I was looking at like people making like a 7 version of it, but I couldn't find anything quickly. Sorry.
Well,
Try better next time.
yeah.
It's not a 10.
It's not a 10.
It's not a
but-
10. Odin rides out of the fissure that closes behind him, and at the end of each of your turns, he will act. He costs.
He's 10 MP per round. I will attack. I will go up to the shock trooper and then bringing back down the sword whip onto the shock trooper. Ooh, 22.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah, that is a hit.
Yeah. Oh, and I get cool Blade Master stuff. 3 damage. Oh gosh. I get to reduce the speed of the target by 10 feet.
Okay, your turn is done. Odin, his horse sort of like gallops and circles the area, and as he passes by this same shock trooper, he will take 1 large swing at him. Okay, so that's going to be an attack +8. 13 plus 8 will hit.
Ooh.
Nice.
11 damage. The shock trooper braces himself and digs his foot claws, his little claw toes inside the road, and then he puts his forearms in an X in front of his face to block the impact, and you hear metal crushing as he takes that brutal great curved sword swing and drags a few feet back with his claws holding back in the asphalt, leaving marks.
Incredible.
And after the impact, you hear the voice.
Haha, now we're talking.
You're weird.
They're freakos, these dudes. Ruby Weapon's turn.
Ruby Weapon. Well, at least it's not snakes, right, girls?
That's my bad. I'll take that one.
All right, I'm gonna try and cast Aurora on this Heliotrooper and bring him down. That's what I want to try and do. So she will flip open her fans, the materia shines, swirl them up, doing some handwork, and a gust of wind will project out as a small tornado towards this guy. There's a dex save of 14.
Oh, I rolled a 1.
Oh,
Ooh.
nice. 28 damage. Oh, 28 plus 6, 32.
Whoa.
Here's a fun thing. He takes 64 damage. Just messes up one of the propeller that just breaks the motor inside of this contraption, and he starts flying like a deflating balloon around the place, and he just crashes into one of the cars next to the battlefield. He flies through the fire. He crashes down in flames inside the car. The car explodes.
Well, they're really good at going down. Ruby Weapon snaps her fan closed and looks around to see where else she can be most helpful. Oh, I kind of want to get into cover. Can I move into cover here?
Yep.
This thing? Okay, I'm gonna get into some cover here.
So Ruby basically positioning yourself behind Odin. You can see Odin's massive figure just walking, pacing around the street, around this shock trooper, while Ifrit to your right is just huffing and puffing, just musculating.
Yeah, all these huge men.
There's a lot of muscles on the table right now.
She flips her fan and just waves it in front of her to cool herself down.
That leaves one shock trooper and one heli trooper on the battlefield.
Now it's my turn.
He will close the gap with Elysia.
No.
Kind of slowed down, but these freakos are naturally fast, and he will run with Naruto style, with his two large metal forearms behind him, the claws extending, and then he will quickly stops right in front of you, will slash twice at you.
My AC is 16 in this moment with haste.
Good to know. 2 attacks. Well, one's a 2, one's a 9, so 2 failures.
So Elysia does that, puts her hands up and dodges one side and dodges the other, and kind of chuckles in his face. Ha! Try better next time, weirdo.
Ah, this is getting interesting.
It's giving me Mad Max vibes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Back at Jewel.
It's Jewel's turn, and she is feeling ineffective. So after seeing Elysia summon Odin, I think she's going to summon Kieran, because why not, man?
Whoa!
It's a summon party.
Nice.
It's a summon
This tree is
party.
getting crowded.
Not
Let's
to be
get-
upstage.
let's get crazy.
Yeah.
So she's going to maybe move back a little to make some room, and is going to pull out her bangle and summon Kieran forth.
There's a moment of tranquility and silence around the battlefield as all the flames vanish, and you hear this one drop of water in the still pond. And then the hooves of this dragon horse just show into frame and walk on the surface of this water. And then, in the blink of an eye, Kieran is now here. at your side, gives you a look of recognition. Long time no see. And looks back at the helitrooper that's 10 feet above ground, but not so high that Kieran couldn't hit him with his antlers. Also, he's kind of like just brushing your face with his tail.
Oh, that's nice.
They'll get a bonus action if you want.
I'll still come over here and try my best at giving him a whack, but I know he's in the air, so it's probably at disadvantage or something.
It would be, but I mean, he's out of reach. But let's do something fun. Kieran is gonna give you a boost up. He's gonna kind of like lower his lower back so that he kind of like forms a ramp for you, and he's gonna let you run on his back and jump kick or jump punch this person midair.
That's super cool. So yeah, she will definitely take advantage of Kieran's kindness and will run up his spine and jump foot first in the air, ready to land on this guy's face, hopefully. 21?
That will hit.
6 damage.
Kieran will follow up and slam at him with his antlers. In the distraction of the moment, yeah, that will hit. Oh, it's pretty beefy. Kieran, 8 damage from the Holy Antler attack. Fight is not over yet. Sybil's turn. Well, now that she's not an enemy, what do I do? She will use Biora on the helitrooper. So one of the green materia on her tonfa will light up, and she will cast a torrent of green poisonous bubbles on him that kind of like wash on his body. He saves, nails the save. He will take half damage and will resist the ongoing damage. Ifrit will mosey on over and swing at the flying guy. 2 attacks, double hit. Okay, let's do it. He dead. He dead. He can't recover from this.
Why math? We know. He dead.
Ifrit sees the party happening, and he sees Kieran having all the fun, so he will join in, and he will literally like do a dunk. Like he'll jump up and he'll throw down both of his fists down like he was a fly. He will swat him down, and he will just like throw him down so ground hard that he just hits it super hard. The propellers like kind of like do a lawnmower effect in the concrete on the ground and drag him through the flames, and he'll crash into a wall.
So strong.
All right, smart talker. Looking around the battlefield and think you're a little outnumbered now, guys.
Bet the weirdo likes it.
He's into it. Yeah.
He's into it.
Yeah.
He's into it.
Whose turn is it after Ifrit? It's Elysia.
I'm gonna command Odin.
Odin is a special case, especially if there's like one enemy. He'll just attack enemies as he pleases. If there's just one, you can just let him do his thing. But if you wanted, you could use your action to use Odin's final ability now. The longer he stays up, the more efficient it will become. But if you dismissed Odin now, he will use Zaditskin, which has a chance of just insta-killing him in a very cool way.
Okay. I think
And
I'm
then
gonna
you still
use
have an
it.
action to attack if it doesn't work.
I think I'm gonna end on that because I don't think this weirdo is gonna survive another round with everybody dogpiling.
I mean, it's not fair.
So I'm gonna dismiss Odin and say to Odin, try and finish him.
Awesome. He'll look at you, nod. His horse will rear back with 2 legs in the back and 4 raising up in the front. And as he rears his sword in the air, his horse does like a victory lap around, kind of like running along the wall of fire and then coming back towards the shock trooper. And in his return, he will slash down and will create like a white vertical line. And I will make him roll a saving throw.
Let's go, Odin.
I believe in you, Odin.
Woohoo! Well, That's low enough that I don't even need to do math. The shock trooper will go, "Not like this!" And at the waist, he will be sliced perfectly. And the top of his body will leave the bottom of his body. And both ends will sort of just like crumble on the ground. And not disappear, and it's gruesome.
This ain't your granddaddy's Final Fantasy VII.
And Odin, just like in the momentum of his swing, just trails on up in the fissure and just like in the same motion just disappears and runs back to whence he came from.
I hate to see him leave, but I love to watch him walk away.
Sybil will be like, "Well fought, Ifrit, return," and she'll grab him in her Pokeball. She dismisses him, and Kirin sort of like looks at Jewel.
Was this sufficient?
You can feel that in your heart.
Yeah.
Have I been adequate?
And Jewel is gonna walk up and sort of like touch his snoot and be like, "You were wonderful. You may go."
And just before he leaves, he turns back to the group and rears back, and his antlers start glowing green, and this fine, refreshing mist just washes over your bodies, and you feel the magic of regen kind of invigorate and close your wounds and just give you enough healing energy to keep moving forward and potentially keep fighting to make Wall Market safe. And through this kind of dissipating mist, the image of Kirin just vanishes with it. Sybil gives a quick look around at the scene and confirms that all the elite units have been dispatched or went in pursuit of Dian. You are left here, and all that remains is the distant sounds of weapons firing and whatever's left of the watch calling out orders, as you are what remains left to defend Wall Market.
Jewel, Elysia, Sybil, Dian left to keep us all safe, to protect us. Let's not make what she did in vain. We gotta help everyone that we can here.
It seems like we're gonna be at it for a while, looking around at the pure destruction happening.
I brought my healer's kit. I really gotta help these people. And she looks down the street, just seeing, like, hearing the screams and people like, "Oh God!" And
Sybil sort of exhales. Like, "Yeah, sure."
Ruby nods and starts heading to the nearest next place to go, the next people that need help, the next group that is in trouble, either from monsters or from these elite forces. Goodness knows why they're just attacking people.
Elysia will follow and get really close to Ruby and say, making sure Sybil's kind of far away and can't hear this, but on that file, we could find out where they're gonna take her. Maybe that's in there, what they were trying to do. We could still help her.
Thank you, Elysia.
And then Elysia will just rush towards whoever needs aid. I'm sure there's lots of injured.
Yeah, Jewel too, like running down the street to try to help wherever they can.
And so we see your party, the four of you, just walk forward or like walk away from the camera into what remains of Wall Market, and we just do a crane shot where we sort of get a better eye view of the amplitude of the destruction and the chaos caused as we fade to black. One month later, we are back in Sector 6, where we left off. Our camera travels sideways, peeking through the windows of disheveled apartments. We traveled through the damaged streets of Wall Market and see the progress on the repairs and cleanup the citizens have been working on tirelessly. But there is no neighborhood watch patrolling the streets anymore. Their numbers took a heavy hit in the monster attack, and the crime lord Don Corneo seized his chance to secure an absolute hold on what wasn't his already. On a damaged billboard, a news broadcast echoes in the enduring slums.
Earlier this month, a tragic monster attack shook the Wall Market district of Sector 6. A brave Public Safety Forces squadron saved countless lives and prevented further destruction to the infrastructure. When questioned about the nature of the monster incursion, Lieutenant Ellis Bradley wants to reassure the population that such incidents are rare, and moving towards the better perimeter wall will reduce the risk of fiends breaking into city limits. In other news,
we continue moving and stop in the cul-de-sac where Ruby's apartment and the Honeybee Inn are located, the voice of the news anchor echoing in the street. What would Ruby be up to a month later when she's not with the group? What does the closest thing to normal look like in this moment?
She's just kind of like just coming in from a rehearsal or something like that. So setting down some of her gear. I think she like takes off her wig, and there's probably like something of Deanne's that's in the room here still, like maybe her cloak or something that she left. And Ruby will look at that, see it like hanging on the edge of the bed or something in the clutter of the room, and she'll grab it and like hold on to it and like hold it close to her as the like excitement of whatever's happening in the Honeybee Inn sort of happens in the background.
You hear like the doorbell to your apartment buzz, like
come in.
And sort of like slowly and tentatively, the door just opens up, and someone standing just on the door, like the doormat, stays outside of your apartment, and you see this handsome young recruit on leave from Junon who gingerly approaches with flowers in one hand and then your business card in the other, and he says, I thought we could try this again if you'd like.
Who are you?
Camera pans away from the scene. Somewhere else in the slums, perhaps in another sector, the same propaganda runs in loop, on a loop, in the small televisions of the marketplace stalls. Jewel is no longer part of the Sector 6 watch since it disbanded. Where is Jewel in Midgar? A month later, when she's not with the group. What is she keeping herself busy with?
I would think it would be some other type of law enforcement, or like you said, maybe she joined another watch, or is even working on some sort of recruitment initiative to restart a new neighborhood watch for Sector 6. Something along those lines. She's definitely keeping herself busy.
While all that's happening, one day, Jewel gets a new message on her phone. This one's from Dad. It reads, "Hey Sparkles, you haven't checked in a while, and you have your old man worrying. Did anything happen? I know Corneo has done a number on Wall Market. Is this what it is about? If so, I'm planning a move on that sleazebag, and I want you by my side for it. You in? Love, Papa."
She's going to vigorously roll her eyes when she reads this text and sort of slam it down, and is going to exasperated sigh and continue doing what she's doing.
Somewhere else in Midgar, perhaps topside, Elysia has had a month to reflect on the events, her new friends, her condition, which is slowly but surely fading away. What have you been up to in the past month?
She probably reassumed her duties in the science division at Shinra, because job and all that. But in her spare time, almost to the detriment of her health still, 'cause she just doesn't know how to not be exhausted now. Every night she'll be poring over file after file, in depth, in detail now, because before it was just quick, but there are thousands of files. So she's living and breathing this when she's not at work, or whenever Ruby or Jewel take her out.
During one of your weekly health checkups now that have been scheduled by Shinra, while you lay sitting back in like a reclined medical seat, like a dentist chair, or like those medical chairs in The Expanse, just like comfy with like sci-fi medical stuff, your doctor comes back in the examination room with another man wearing like a white lab coat, and they exchange a few mumbled words. And the other tall, lanky man wearing his long black hair tied behind his head reaches for like a data pad with your medical records and reads them over. Valerius, was it? He cracks a wicked smile as his eyes are hidden by the lights reflecting in the round lenses of his glasses. This man is Elysia's boss's boss. This is the head of the Shinra Science Division. A reviled man that goes by the name Hojo. Somewhere else in Midgar, perhaps moving in between sectors, Artanis came back from Calm about a month ago, only to be told about the fateful encounter with Lieutenant Bradley. What has Artie been up to, and how have these events affected him?
The biggest thing for Artanis is the loss of someone he now would consider a family member, Deanne. Not having someone there who's supposed to be there has kind of tore him up inside. So in his free time, he would try and probably track her down, whatever he had, and using his investigative skills and security connections, he would try and see if maybe, there's some sort of trail of her left in Midgar. Other than that, he would try to pick up what Kenton left behind, not only in the Avalanche department, but also with Max, the orphan from the upper plates. He would visit as often as possible, just to make sure he's doing well. But most of all, he'd probably push education on him. Very important. Do your homework. Stay in school. Stick to your studies. And then from time to time, if he did really well and got like good marks, good reports, he'd bring up more of these little figurines that he gave earlier.
Well, one day after one of your regular visits to the orphanage, you're glad to see that young Max has been enjoying these new toys, but his most beloved possession remains the 1/35th scale soldier that you first gave him when you first met him, the one from Kenton. You bid him farewell, and you are on your way to a job. You have a job, your actual profession of moving people between sectors.
Mm-hmm.
And back in Calm, you had met with Wallace and found a kindred spirit in him. He too had lost loved ones to Shinra bullets. He lost his job, village, and he found a purpose in making Shinra pay for it. You agreed to escort him and his baby daughter into Midgar once they received their fake IDs, and today, Keen is driving them into the Sector 2 outer wall gate. And here they are, Keen waving at you from behind the fenced walls, while Wallace makes it past the security checkpoint. This is a towering man. This is a imposing, dark-skinned, eyeglass-wearing, gun for an arm wearing man, holding in his left arm his baby 2-year-old daughter, and he sees you and recognizes you, nods.
Yeah, Artanis would nod back.
Hey, good to see you there, Wallace.
Come on, man. Call me Barrett.
end of Disc 2. Please insert Disc 3.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Respect the Crits, Final Fantasy VII Memories of Midgar Disc 2. If you like what you heard, please consider supporting us by leaving us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts, or whatever platform you use. It's easy, free, and helps others learn about the show. Follow us for info, updates, and extra clips on our socials. We're on pretty much everything at Respect the Crit, or come be a part of our amazing community in our Discord. Artanis Rinn is played by Alex Herrera, who you can find at AE Herrera or on his Twitch channel, WadeWolf10. Jewel Stone is played by Jamie Lee-Bonés, who you can find at Jamie MF Bones. Elysia Valerius is played by Susan Spenader, who you can find at Suze Laluz. Ruby Weapon is played by me, your host, Ian Duncan, and you can find me at iDunks. Our Materia Keeper is Xavier Trudeau-Deschênes, who you can find at XavierTD. The music in this episode is provided with license or permission by a variety of talented artists, whose info and credits can be found in the episode notes. Please support them by visiting their platforms to hear more of their work. The Everyday Heroes roleplay system is published by Evil Genius Games. And remember, whatever the system, miss or a hit, you always gotta respect the crit. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the live stream. And that's it.
All right, let's play again.
Yeah, honestly, yes. Like,
Tables up.
Insert disc 3.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, incredible. Thank you,
It was
Xavier.
really good.
Yeah, thank you so much for putting this together. I know, I know the amount of work that you put into this, and I'm sure that's the tip of the iceberg. You know what I mean? Like,
All out of love
Yeah.
for you and the material.